Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. So, we begin tonight with the front page of the New York Post. That kind of says it all. Take a look. It's up on the full screen. Joe's train wreck. Gas hits a brutal $6 a gallon. Border crisis gets worse. Ministry of Truth collapses. Market drops 1,164 points. Worst day in 2 years. And the baby formula disaster. The only thing the Post missed was the cavalry is coming. And the cavalry is coming because Mr. Biden's train wreck. And I do want to generalize about this train wreck because in policy terms, it shows the complete and utter breakdown and total failure of the radical left progressive agenda, or as my friend Newt Gingrich calls it, big government socialism. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to talk to Senator Ted Cruz about the failure of radical progressivism wherever it has been tried and at whatever point in history it has been tried. Total failure. Now, take this Ministry of Truth fiasco. Another attempt by Biden's statism to control speech. Disagreement becomes misinformation. That's right, out of the old Soviet Union, or today's China, or Venezuela, or Cuba. That's what they do. That's not supposed to be what America does. Now, this silly little Mary Poppins lefty person, this Nina Jankowicz, she made the whole thing a laughingstock. But we should not lose track of a much more important point, that the Bidens were trying to control free speech. Especially, they were trying to control free speech that disagreed with their ideological viewpoints, and that is radical progressivism. Now, fortunately, this specific attempt to control speech is now dead on arrival, but it is not dead in the minds of the ideologues who populate the Biden administration. I'll tell you, somewhere, someplace, they're going to try to do this all over again. Of course, the baby formula disaster is a perfect example of progressive overregulation and, of course, the progressive obsession with blaming business. The open border crisis is also a function of the progressive disregard for the rule of law and for national sovereignty. It is a direct opposite of America First. We're all part of one big progressive global family, they tell us. There's no need for borders. Because instead of national interest, we have something called world interest. But that's utter nonsense. As ordinary working folks around the country who are concerned about the drug epidemic and terrorism and the crime wave, sex trafficking, they will tell you that they don't buy it. The stock market smackdown is a clear recession signal. I'm going to talk about that later in the show. Meanwhile, record gasoline prices are, frankly, just what the Bidens really want. No matter what they may say, they like $100 or better crude oil. They don't mind record diesel fuel. They don't care about truckers or their trucks. They don't care about business or consumer costs. They don't care about pipeline safety. They're not interested in our relations with oil-rich Canada. And for the first time in recent memory, remember, with respect to killing the XL pipeline, they actually used government intervention to cancel a private sector project that was already being built. High fossil fuel prices supposedly makes the Green New Deal renewables more attractive in the progressive mindset. But the reality is renewables is only 3% of our whole power structure. Fossils are 80%. And ordinary Americans are painfully learning that lesson all over again. Wages are going up, which is great, but inflation is going up faster. Real incomes are falling, and Biden progressives are completely in denial about the inflationism of rapid government spending and borrowing and money printing. The only way to whip inflation is a complete policy reset, i.e., abandon the progressive agenda. Get rid of big government socialism, but they won't do it. They won't do it, and that's why the GOP should be advancing a pro-growth, balanced budget plan. And we should be ready to hit the ground running next January after the Congress changes hands. And then this little historical sliver of a temporary progressive interlude will finally come to an end. So I'll say this: save America, balance the budget, and yes, the cavalry is coming. There you have it.